In this episode, we'll give you a hands-on tutorial how to use a modified browser to access content available through the Tor dark web. We'll be showing you two of the most common methods to connect to the Tor network. The first is the Tor browser, which is a browser offered by the same people making the Tor network. The second is the Brave browser, which is a cutting-edge browser trying to break Google's dominance over the browser market by focusing on privacy features, cutting out ads and trackers, and generally giving more advanced features. Which of these two options is best for you probably depends on what you're currently using. If you're currently using Firefox, I suggest you look into the Tor browser, as that's the code base that it's based on. If, however, you're using a Chromium derivative, so that's Google Chrome or Microsoft Edge, check out the Brave browser, as websites will render in the way that you're used to, and you can also continue using your current extensions. That said, the user experience in the Tor browser is superior to that in Brave if your sole purpose is to browse the dark web. You can use either of these options to replace the browser that you're currently using and still browse the regular web, or you can use them alongside your current browser if that's what you're more comfortable with. These instructions will show off the Windows flow, but the steps on Mac should be practically the same. Okay, let's see how we can use the Brave browser to access the dark web. So first, open up the browser that you currently have installed and search for Brave browser. Here you want to click on the brave.com link instead of the Brave browser or any of the other links. All we'll be doing here is clicking the Download Brave button, and then once it's downloaded, clicking on the installer. The installer fetches the latest version of Brave, so once it's done installing, you should be greeted by this welcome screen. You can just click to skip the welcome tour. And that's it! You now have a Tor-capable browser. Of course, there's endless things that you could be doing now, but we'll just be looking at the Tor functionality. Out of the box, Brave behaves like an ordinary browser, so when you type something into the address bar, it just navigates there on the surface web, just like in any other browser. The Tor functionality only kicks in once you tell Brave that you want to use the onion routing network, or when you actually access a hidden service that has an onion address, like the ones that are listed here on dark.fail. Brave also automatically looks up whether there is an onion version of the websites that you're currently on. So in this case, dark.fail does have an onion equivalent, so clicking on Open in Tor opens up a new window, which for the first time is now routing our traffic through the Tor network. Notice that the window is purple and has some onion graphics in the top right corner. This is to make it instantly recognizable that we are accessing a service over the Tor network. When comparing the two versions of dark.fail, we can see that while the content is the same, the addresses that we visited are different. The Surface Web version uses regular DNS lookups, whereas the onion address routes the user to a hidden service hosted within the Tor network. But Tor, of course, is also useful for enhancing your anonymity when accessing websites on the surface web. So when using Tor for that purpose, in a new Brave window, click the burger menu and instead of selecting New Private Window or a new tab, select a new private window with Tor. The Tor status will tell you whether it has successfully managed to set up a circuit through the Onion network. Okay, now that we're connected, let's search for something, like China news. So by default, it uses the DuckDuckGo browser, which is a search engine that respects privacy. The results load fast enough, with the additional benefit that nobody knows that it's us who's searching. Notice that we visited a regular URL here with Tor. Similarly, you can visit any website on the surface web with the added anonymity that Tor provides. The second method for accessing the Tor network is, of course, through the official Tor browser. Searching for Tor in the search engine of your choice should lead you to the torproject.org. Here again, we'll do nothing more than click the big button to download Tor. Select the operating system of your choice and get going. If you install Tor with the default settings, the Tor browser will be installed to your desktop. If you are behind a proxy or in a country where Tor is censored, you want to click on the Configure options. Otherwise, just click on Connect. Note that China is one of the countries which is censoring Tor. If you select that option, it becomes much harder for the censoring authorities to block your access to the Tor network. Once a fresh circuit has been established, you're greeted by another beautiful purple window. To get started, you can use Search, where DuckDuckGo is set as the default, or type in an address just like you would in a regular browser. But before you go anywhere, you should configure your security level, which is standard by default. Standard security means that no sacrifices are made in the usability level to enhance your privacy. Because when you move to stricter security levels like safer or safest, the Tor browser starts to turn off functionality which can encumber your access to certain pages. So for example, the interactivity on the page might be turned off. However, you do get enhanced privacy and security in return. My recommendation is to use the safer setting because this turns JavaScript off if the website connection isn't secure, and it requires you to click on videos and audios before playing, which is sometimes a threat vector for which malware is distributed. Okay, let's visit dark.fail again, which is a simple page listing onion addresses for hidden services on the Tor network. Notice again that the browser recommends upgrading to the onion address if you're visiting a compatible page on the surface web. And there you go. The same page loaded from the hidden service. Clicking the broom allows you to erase all local evidence of your browsing, while clicking on the onion allows you to review the routes that you're using to navigate through the onion network. So these are all the relays which are passing on your request and response to the site of your choice. If you wish to appear as a different user to the site, you can simply click New Circuit for this site, and Tor will take care of the rest. So you've seen how you can use Tor browsers to access Surface websites with additional anonymity, in addition to accessing the hidden services that are available on the Tor network. Contrary to the Surface web, which is all indexed by Google, the hidden services, as the name suggests, are hidden. So you need to know your way around some of the indexing sites which reference to the hidden services in order to discover them. Some of those index services are listed on dark.fail, so I'll let you play around with your options while we click through to some of the news services. News services like the New York Times and ProPublica have also launched hidden services for their news portals. In addition to people being able to access their Surface web portals through Tor, is that hidden services offer an additional level of security and resistance to monitoring. The traffic stays completely within the Tor network, so there's no risk of personal data leaking out through the exit nodes. Another benefit is that your ISP, your internet service provider, will have no knowledge of the website you're trying to look up. In some countries, the ISPs are controlled by the state, so this effectively thwarts their ability to monitor their citizens' use of the internet. As you can see, the New York Times website is served up with great fidelity to the one on the Surface web. That's all for this episode. For humanists, the dark web is a real-world lab where communities experiment with sensitive issues. The anonymous and zero-trust network compel us to revisit old questions. What do we, as humans, really require to trade? What motivates us to discuss, support, and empathize with each other? To build communities without ever knowing one another? The dark web has answers to these questions and many more, so I hope you'll enjoy your journey into the hidden layer of the internet.